Hello, nerds! Thank you for joining me here on Nerd News Clips. This is the second channel. This is the place for all of the short-form content as well as the individual sections and just generally speaking smaller things. If you are into the longer form content, youtube.com/generallynerdy is the place to go see that. With that out of the way, let's get into this. So we're jumping into gaming and tech. We do have one new trailer, and this one actually, I think technically released before we did the last episode, but I only found it for this episode for whatever reason. So we're talking about it now. This new trailer is for Fire Emblem Warriors. Three Hopes is the new game. The trailer looks freaking epic. It actually came out with last week's Nintendo Direct announcement. Go check out in the description. It is totally worth it. If you have a Switch, you should have this game. Fire Emblem is always a solid game. Never played anything out of the Warriors sub-series, but Fire Emblem's always solid, so why not? Continuing on, though, we do have some news to talk about in gaming and tech. First up is gaming news. That's borderline tech. So D&D Beyond has been bought out. Hasbro bought the IP from Fandom, which Hasbro owns D&D proper, so D&D Beyond being under the same umbrella makes freaking sense. Wizards of the Coast is a sub-company underneath Hasbro, so now they have both of these games and they can do what they will. So the integration is only going to be better going forward. It is going to take a little bit of time before you see any difference in D&D Beyond and how it interacts with your D&D game as it stands, but it is going to happen. And yeah, that's what we've got for that one. Next is a piece of tech news. This is Netflix is coming out the gates swinging. We've talked about this actually previously, but now they're rolling it out. So this is technically a follow-up, but whatever. Netflix is now officially rolling out, at least in some target markets in Chile, Costa Rica, and Peru. They are doing the crackdown on the sharing of the passwords, and their stock plummeted this morning after the announcement that they're officially going to be rolling this out in test markets. And so there's also word that we're hearing Netflix is playing with the idea even more now of a cheaper tier that is going to be ad supported. So hopefully cheaper means sub $5 a month, because right now it's like $20 a month for a decent Netflix account, and that's just way too damn much. So maybe that will curtail some of the password sharing, but only time will tell, and that's what we've got at the moment, so we're moving right along. Next, we're talking about Sega, and specifically Crazy Taxi. Crazy Taxi is getting rebooted. Sega has a new super game project, quote unquote, that is going to be interesting. Super Game Project is what the project is called, and they're the only thing we know right now is there's an executive in charge of this that used to work for Sony, used to work very specifically in the PlayStation division of Sony, so kind of knows what he's doing. I didn't write his name down because I honestly just found this right before we came to film, and I was in a bit of a hurry, so I apologize. But we do have there is an executive who used to work at Sony, now working for Sega, and all he has said so far about Super Game Project, aside from this announcement of Crazy Taxi, is that they're going to be dealing with Sega AAA titles going forward, and the first apparently AAA title is Crazy Taxi getting a reboot. This is going to be very interesting. There is word that there's going to be NFTs involved, which, good Lord, please, let's stop with that already. But either way, that is the news for gaming and tech. We do have a suggestion. This one is an easy one, and everyone really should be playing this as much as possible. Really, it's the entire franchise, but I'm specifically talking about because it's the more recent one that I've played. Super Smash Bros. Melee is our suggestion for this week's gaming and tech. Man, just play it. It's so much a Solid Snake, and he's in Ultimate as well, and everyone who's ever been in a Smash game is in Ultimate, so if you have a Switch, then by all means do that, but I don't have a Switch, so we're suggesting Melee on the GameCube. It's great. I love it. Or no, Brawl was GameCube. Melee was... I don't remember. Whatever. Melee, Brawl, Ultimate, whichever Smash Brothers you're playing, go play it because it's worth your time. We're moving on. Once again, this has been just a brief segment from the larger episode that has been posted over on the main channel, youtube.com/generallynerdy. Go over there for the long form content, or just subscribe here if you want it in bite-sized chunks. Thank you very much for joining me, nerds. We'll see you in the next one. Before we go though, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, it's probably here.